Yep. And good evening, football fans, and welcome to Week 8 of the high school football season here in Utah as we come to you live from Highland High School tonight for a Region 6 battle between the 3-3 West High Panthers and the 3-3 Highland High School Rams. A pleasant Friday evening to you all as we come to you live on KSL Sports Rewind. Matt Coma alongside Brian Brown in the booth tonight. And Brian, we should have a great Region 6 battle here for us tonight.
Yeah, it should be a fun one, Matt. Excited to be working with you tonight. Our first time broadcasting together. So for those listening at home, give us a little time to acclimate. And also allow me a little bit of grace. This is my first time broadcasting here at Highland High School, my alma mater. So if I get a little hyperventilated during the broadcast, if you're listening at home, just understand this is exciting. I'm grateful to be here. And like you said, we got a great matchup between two great local Valley teams. I think we got West High, more the powerhouse in the area the last few years, really established a great program under Coach Solovi. And then on the flip side of it, you've got the Highland Rams under Coach Olivao, who are trying to build back into where they were back in the early 2010s and whatnot. So excited to be here with you and excited to watch a great game.
All right, well, we wait for kickoff tonight. Let's get to know these two teams as well. As you just heard Brian mention, West 3-3 on the season so far, but they are a perfect 3-0 in Region 6 play as they've kind of had a gauntlet of a schedule. If you look down the line, they took on the 9th-ranked team in California in Week 1, a 1-point loss to Santa Margarita, a loss to American Fork, and then a loss to St. Francis, which is the number 1 team in the state of Maryland. So West is a very battle-tested team, and they got a lot of firepower on offense.
Yeah, when you look at that 3-3 record, it is a little bit deceptive, right? West doesn't want to be just a powerhouse in Salt Lake. They want to be a nationally recognized name, hence all the out-of-state opponents. And those 3 results against 3 of the top teams, not only in the country, but also locally in American Fork. So like you said, battle-tested, but they come with a deep resume, a fantastic offense, I call it Trenchtown Block, one of the best offensive lines in the state, in my opinion, right up there with Skyridge and Corner Canyon and some of the others. And they also come with a defense that under Coach Mania Brown plays fanatical football. I love watching them on defense, and you bring all that to the table, and it's a really fun team to watch.
All right, and then on the other side, we've got the Highland High School Rams. It hasn't been the easiest of goes over the past couple of seasons for this Rams program, but they are trending upwards. 3-3 on the season so far. They're pacing for their first winning season in 4 seasons, and things are kind of trending in the right direction for this Rams program.
Yeah, it's still a younger team despite the fact that we just witnessed senior night, and there are some fantastic seniors leaving the program, including Cepha Brown, the highly touted recruit, I believe committed to BYU. But under Coach Olivao, they were really building towards the future here, and we're going to see some exciting performances from some of the best players that they have. I think Manasa Pella, a junior at the quarterback position, looking forward to him really taking some steps forward, right? You're at that point in the season here in Week 8 where you're going to see that junior quarterback really feel more comfortable in the offense. So I expect a breakout game from him. And then the support, obviously, as it's senior night here, you have to expect that those seniors are going to play their hardest in their last game here at Larry H. Palmer Stadium. So a matchup where maybe if you look at the rankings or, Perry's Power Report, maybe it doesn't seem as even as it really could be tonight on the field.
Let's talk about the quarterbacks a little bit here. We have dual threat quarterbacks on both sides of the ball. Here in this one, we have, of course, West. Isaiah Suisui has been electric for this West Panther offense. As you look at his stats on the season, over almost 1,700 yards passing. He averages almost 300 yards passing per game, almost 500 rushing yards on the season as well. What does he bring to the table for West?
You talked about it. It's the ability to make plays with his arm and his legs, right? It's a fantastic athlete, a great downhill runner, great out of the pocket or in designed run plays, but he also comes with a big arm. There's a lot of power behind that thing where he's really layering his throws and making reads, right, so that he can become a potential college quarterback. Nevertheless, he's got some great targets. Chachi Pan, one of the best, most exciting, just fanatical players, that I've seen this year. And he's got a few other younger targets out there in the wide receiving core under Coach Hooper that have really developed. And I think, this is his time to really step forward and become the de facto leader of this program, this team.
I mentioned Suisui with his passing yards. He's 6th in the state of Utah in passing yards per game. Keep an eye on him in the West Panther offense. On the flip side, on the Highland side, you mentioned Manasa Pela, the junior quarterback, also getting it done both on the ground and through the air, close to about 1,000 yards in the air, almost 400 yards rushing. So he is also a dual-threat quarterback that can get things done for this Highland offense.
He is, and he's really, between he and Jimo, they're do-it-all guys, right? That's where the most of the production comes from. It's an offense that's still looking for a real breakthrough game, though. I think this team and this program is looking to really establish an identity, and if it's going to happen, it's going to be tonight because of Manasseh and his ability to make plays on the ground and through the air, and really it's going to be about execution for that offense and getting him involved early and often.
And it's kind of feast or famine for this Highland offense. If you look at their games throughout the season, the games that they did win, they put 35 points on the board in all of those contests. The 3 losses, they only got to 14 points was the highest they did, and that was against Alta 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and that's really part of the development, right? You've got a junior quarterback, Charlie McConkey, one of the leading wide receivers, also a junior as well. And so you're looking to really find that consistency against your higher-rated opponents, maybe your more talented opponents. If you're the Rams, if you're, defensively, I think they've got a big, giant bug just through it.
I don't know if you saw that on the camera. We just have a grasshopper coming and hanging out with us here in the broadcast.
Not used to that, but hey, anybody who wants to come hang out with us tonight on KSL Sports Rewind is welcome. But back to talking about this game, Matt, it's really going to be about a veteran, experienced West High team versus an up-and-coming Highland program that's trying to reestablish themselves in the hierarchy of high school football.
Looking at the Region 6 standings so far, both these teams come in with 3-3 records. But West 3-0 in region play, as we mentioned, trying to keep pace with Brighton for that Region 6 crown. Meanwhile, Highland is 1-2. They're in that middle pack along with Olympus, East, and Alta, all trying to figure out where they're going to stack up in Region 6, and for the RPI standpoints, who's going to be seated where for the playoffs.
Yeah, and RPI is such a hot-button issue with everyone, and understandably so. It makes every one of these games important, not just in the sake of competing, but also margin of victory and all those other factors that go into RPI. And if you're West High, it's about positioning. If you're Highland High, it's about trying to find your way into the playoffs. And like I said, getting a program that you want to send your seniors out on the right note, but also getting those underclassmen developed and prepared for the next season as well.
Yep. As you just mentioned the RPI, looking at the RPI rankings, because that's where everything basically is right now. Regions have kind of gone a little bit away, still for bragging rights and pride standpoints. But both these teams right in the middle of the RPI. West comes in at number 12, 4 spots out of that first round bye in the 5A playoffs, still looking to get towards that first round bye. Highland has moved up 2 spots in their bye week. They're up to 18, so a little bit of better standing for them, as well as you see the Panthers lining up to receive the kick for the opening kickoff here. As you see Highland in the black uniforms with those traditional Ram helmets that look very sharp from up here in the broadcast booth. They'll be moving right to left this first quarter on your video screen. West is in the white uniforms tonight with black helmets. They will move left to right as we get ready for what should be a fun matchup here. A Region 6 battle on senior night here from Highland High.
And not often that we get to broadcast from a Inner Valley site, Matt, but excited to be here for West at Highland, one of the not a recent rivalry, but rekindled rivalry with reclassification and realignment. It should be a really fun game, and like you said, those Highland uniforms, I may be a little biased, but they still look good.
45th meeting all time between West and Highland is underway with the opening kickoff. Chachi Pan will fill it at his own 5. Looking for space up the far side, dodges a tackle, and then met by a bunch of Rams near the 21, and that's where this West offense will get going, as we mentioned in the pregame, led by the senior, Isaiah Suisui, one of the top throwers in the state of Utah. We mentioned 6th in the state in passing yards per game with 276.5 yards per game. Also can get it done with his legs, as we will see what this West offense has in store further on their opening drive.
Yeah, this is a program that loves to run the football, Matt. You mentioned that Isaiah can do it through the air, but they want to establish that tone and tempo. So I look for them to come out and establish the run early on here tonight as they take on a feisty Highland football team.
1st and 10 from the 22. And Suisui back to throw. Going to take the deep shot, looking for Pan, and it's overthrown.
It looked like a little bit of a miscommunication there as Pan zigged and Sui zagged on the throw, and shows what I know, Matt. First play of the game, they go with the deep route, maybe trying to test that Highland secondary, and that's going to be a handful for Highland tonight. There are so many facets to this West offense that can function highly. It's the run game, it's the offensive line, it's the running game with Sui and all the variety of running backs that they have out there.
Trips to the near side here for Sui on 2nd and 10. Quick pass near side, finds Lava Valai. He's got a seam up the middle. Cutting grass, getting past midfield and into Highland territory. Luceni Vivito with a nice catch.
Yeah, great job of finding Seti out there in the middle of space and letting him work. He gets a lot of yak after that when we love the yards after catch. And for that Highland secondary, it's time to button up and get ready because West is up and rolling in their sugar huddle, right? That, like, not super up-tempo, but up-tempo enough, trying to get some points on the board early here.
So, that was Lava Vailahi on that catch. That puts West in Highland territory, 1st and 10 from the Highland 47. Sui back to throw once again. Pressured, he'll check it down. Cuts up the near side and out of bounds near the 35. A gain of 12 for another first down for West.
Yeah, and I like to start early on from Isaiah Sui. Shakes off that early incompletion, finds one, and then gets the job done here on the ground. The most consistent thing for West is moving those chains early and often. If you're Highland, letting West get ahead of you at this point, it gets real scary real fast.
So another set of downs here for this Panther offense as they're quickly to work here. Pan in motion. They will hand it off to Pan, has space up the far side, cutting it inside, and brought down inside the red zone, and West already knocking on the door here first drive.
Nice job by Pan to cut that one outside on what was almost like a design sweep. West gives the illusion of running a power play up front, and they're up and ready, set to go here quickly again, Matt.
Gain of 16 on that end around as we have a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start, and they'll back up the Panthers 5 yards.
Nice little gamesmanship there by Highland to get their guys into position and startle that West offensive unit a little bit. Get an extra 5-yard cushion. 1st and 15, always a little bit more harder to operate on, although West early on is about 10 yards per play. So get that Highland defense a chance to breathe here.
So they'll be 1st and 15 for this West High offense. 3 wideouts here to the near side. They'll hand off. First run for Kelvin Malapei. He fights his way back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe he got a yard more than that. Gain of 6 on the play.
Yeah, Malapei is a real load to try and bring down. He's a great downhill runner. Big physical back. You can see once he gets to that second level, he'll start carrying defenders and does have that ability to stretch a defense. But here with West High, they've slowed things down a little bit as they're inside the red zone.
Panthers back in the red zone here. 2nd and 9 as we get a timeout called by the Panthers. So we'll see what the Panthers dial up on a 2nd down. We'll step aside here as West on their opening drive here on KSL Sports Rewind. And welcome back. Just under 10 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. West on the move on their opening drive of the night. Matt Coma, Brian Brown here for you on this Friday night, the last Friday of September, as we get ready to move into fall. Technically, it already is fall, but
getting into spooky season part of fall.
As we get ready, 2nd and 9 here for West. Sui rolls out to the near side, looking, has Pan just inside the 10 as he gets the feet down for another West. Maybe just shy of the first down, as there'll be about 1 yard to go here on 3rd down.
Yeah, initially I thought he had the first down as well, but able to get 2 feet inbounds, secure the catch. Nice job by Pan. And really the big thing for West High is they have not seen a lot of resistance in everything they've tried to do tonight from Highland. If the Rams are going to hang into this one, they need to either put more pressure on Sui or tighten up that coverage, one or the other.
Panthers spread it out here, 3rd and a short 1 Inside the 10, they'll hand it off. Malapai fighting his way through the end zone. Touchdown, West.
You can see just a simple inside power play, but Kelvin Malapai, not afraid of contact, stands in the mirror. That Highland defense says, not today, Rams. As he scampers in the end zone for the touchdown. It is a quick 6-0 lead for West pending the PAT.
7-play drive for West is a little bit of a unique formation here on the extra point.
Seems to be the trend that's sweeping the nation in high school and college football. We used to call it water bucket.
They'll hand it off. That is Devin Roberts trying to fight his way over the goal line. Did he get in? Is the question. It did not. So a good stand by that Highland defense denies 2 points from West. But just about 3.5 minutes in, it's 6-0 West.
Yeah, you see on that unique formation, a lot of options there. You can either snap it directly back, you can flip the ball to somebody behind that offensive line. I think West saw something they liked, tried to catch Highland off guard, but the Rams did a great job in responding there. We used to talk about when I was a coach at Cypress, show me where your heart is. If you get scored on as a defense, what's your response? And the Rams with a nice response there to stop the 2-point attempt. And 6-0 feels, it's strange because it's only 1 point, but it feels like a much bigger deal than 7-0.
So a 7-play drive, 79 yards for the Panthers on their opening drive, capped off by a 9-yard rushing touchdown from Kelvin Malapai. And we'll get to see this Highland offense for the first time as we get ready to line up for another kickoff.
We don't talk a lot about special teams, especially in the early part of the broadcast. But for West, it's been a crazy year, losing a kicker for the season after a broken leg, a very nasty injury on a field goal attempt, and then bouncing back. Now you have their kickoff specialist out there now. You can see this one
is going to go out of bounds, and that'll put Highland with great field position to start on their opening drive tonight.
High school football is a unique blend of football in general, and field position becomes such an important part about it. Giving the Rams some momentum there, letting them start at the, I believe it should be the 30.
Should be the 30. They have yet to spot it and say it is a kickoff out of bounds, so it will push this one forward. Looked like they were going to spot it at the 24 a moment.
We're just waiting on the fine gentleman in the white hat out there and the Foot Locker T-shirt. Shouldn't say that.
I'd say. So we'll get to see this Highland offense led by the junior Manasa Pela, As we'll see what the Rams have in store on their opening drive. Jeremiah Gimo in motion. He'll get the ball. Sweeping it up the near side. Cuts through a couple of tackles and fights his way out past the 40.
Yeah, this Ram offense, if it looks a little different to the viewers at home, it's kind of a hybrid blend of what Highland has always run. It's the option and the modern zone schemes that we see of today. Just a nice little, we used to call it a sweep, but I don't even know what they call it nowadays.
Still more of a spread offense now under their new head coach.
Yeah, and that's the evolution of the game, right? You see things getting more spread out, all about creating that space.
Pela thought about almost a great one-handed grab by Sefa Brown. Had it just fall out of his fingertips there.
Just a little bit too much for Sefa Brown, which is a lot to say because he's 6'4", almost 6'5", a great frame as a wide receiver, likely to be a defensive end in the future, but Pela just a little too much zip on that. Great job on the fake. Just now settle down, take a deep breath. Next time you can connect.
So third down and a short 3 coming up here for Highland. As Pela calls his own number, he's got the first down, fighting his way out to midfield. And he gets about a gain of 5 on that one for a first down.
Yeah, he does a nice job of following the blockers in this Highland offensive line, which has a heavy duty in front of them in terms of handling this. West front does a good job of getting into their assignments, staying helmet on helmet, moving the line of scrimmage just enough to get Pela the first down.
So first down for the Rams here as they approach midfield on their opening drive of the night. Rams will send 3 wideouts to the far side. Pela gets ready for the snap. They'll hand it off. Raymond on the far side gets a little bit of room, fighting his way into West territory, and a big gain on first down.
Yeah, great hole created by that Rams offensive front. Allows Raymond to get upfield and able to break a little bit of a tackle there and get a few extra yards. Puts Highland in a great situation here with second and short.
So gain of 7 on the play brings up second and 3. As Highland will send a bunch formation of receivers to the near side this time. Pela, time to throw. Throws over the middle, and intended receiver was Maka Fia. Just a little bit behind him, though.
Yeah, a lot of heat on that pass as well. You see Pela sitting in the pocket, and he had great protection on that one. Just make sure you're following through and layering those throws. We talked about that with Isaiah Suisui. At this age, for quarterbacks, it's so important to learn how to do that. It's that part of that progression in your development.
So a second, third down upcoming for this Highland offense. And again, another bunch formation here on the near side. As Pela once again will call his own number. This time the Panther defense was ready for it, as he is stuffed at the line.
Yeah, that hole closed up quickly on Pela as that stout front led by Alvin Puafua stands there right in the middle of it, and you see Highland lining up, going to go for it here on fourth down.
Tawati Hall also in coverage there for the Panthers as this brings up 4th and 3, and the Highland offense still out there.
And for the Rams here, this is almost do or die territory early on where you go for it. You have to pick up the first down here. Otherwise, you're really putting your defense in a tight spot.
So early test here for the Highland offense, 4th and 3. Pela, near side, tipped up and intercepted. Picked off by the Panthers. That is Lava Vailahi coming up with the interception, and West takes over.
Nice job by Vailahi, tipping it to himself. As Dusty Lister would say, tip drill. Secures the football, gets the turnover. And for the Rams, for Pela, again, just one of those situations. Zero in, stay accurate. Throw the ball, don't try to force it in there. Regardless, Westside Panthers will start out with great field position here, Matt, as the offense comes back out. And for Coach Stolovi and Isaiah Suisui, you have to wonder if maybe they'll take a shot right here off the bat and try and jump on this Highland defense early.
So the Panthers take over 1st and 10 from their own 45 after the interception. Suisui going to hand it off to Malapei. Takes his time and stumbles for a gain of about 2.5.
And not a lot of space to operate there for Malapei, and you can see him stutter stepping in the hole a little bit, trying to hope that something develops. Nothing does, and West is going to try and go no huddle here.
Quickly back to the line as the Panther offense is Suisui will now check with the sideline. Coming up on 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, 6-0 West. Only 5 seconds to go on the play clock here. As it counts down to 1 with Suisui, setting up the screen to Malapei. He's got the first down and tripped up at about the 43-yard line.
And nice job there by Cepha Brown to bring down Malapei before any more damage could be done. But 10-yard pickup on the screen pass there. And West really milking the play clock on that one. I'm not sure if that was by design, trying to keep the defense down in their stance or what. But the result is a positive and a first down for the Panthers. First
down Panthers from the Highland 43. Suisui back to pass. Has time. Now checks it down. Looking for near side. Had Malapei open. And there's a flag back at the 46-yard line in the area of a potential hold, Brian.
Yeah, that one's usually a dead indicator. It's either a hole or hands to the face. And we don't see a lot of illegal hands to the face at the high school level. So again, with Suisui dancing around in the pocket, sometimes as an offensive lineman, you just want to reach out and give a hug to one of those defenders. Make sure that they know that they're loved and appreciated. And unfortunately, in that one, the referee just didn't agree. So Let's see that.
Let's say that the penalty brings it back 10 yards. So 2nd and 20 now for this West offense.
And for Highland, this is the kind of opportunity that you really need to take advantage of.
Sui back to throw again. Darts it over the middle. Had Race Walker over the middle, but can't control it. And it brings up 3rd and long for this West offense.
Yeah, you can see Race clapping his hands together as he knew he had an opportunity to get something bigger. Was not able to secure the catch, and just we hear the catchphrase all the time, like the you wish you could do that one over again, right?
Yeah, the woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, a little case of that for Race on that one.
So it brings up 3rd and 20 here. As they'll hand it off, Malapai stuffed at the line again. Number 40 on the program, that's Tonga Afi-Fanua, standing up the running back at the line.
A nice job by the senior, who also made a nice tackle on the opening kickoff as well. Great job by Fanua to secure the ball carrier, make sure that his teammates brought him down along with Taione Vea there. Both seniors for the Rams.
So now it brings up 3rd down. That was 2nd down. And now 3rd and long here for West. Sui with time. Pocket closing as he darts it over the middle. Has a receiver. And that's Unga near the line to gain. I think he's just short, though.
Does look like they have it marked just shy, but nevertheless, 20-yard gain. Nice job. Sui standing in the box there. Pressure bearing down from this Highland defense, and West is ready to go.
4th and 1 here as West tries to get the Ram defense to jump. And we'll get another timeout by this West offense. So the Panthers burned 2 timeouts in the first quarter. About 4 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. We'll step aside. West with a 6-0 lead and looking to add to it here on the KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back, football fans. Reminder that tonight's game is brought to you by Heidemann & Associates. Heidemann & Associates is a flat-rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you as we get ready for 4th and 1 for this West offense. Bouncing off tacklers is Taimani Brown, and he's got a 1st down, and he's inside the 30.
A nice job by Brown to stiff arm the defender. He bounces outside after the initial hole was closed up tightly by that Highland defense. And listen, if you need to get a 1st down, what can Brown do for you? I'll tell you what.
Hey, he can do a lot for you. As Taimani Brown, 7 yards on that carry, brings up a new fresh set of downs for this West offense. 1st and 10 from the 27. Sui rolls out. As a receiver on the far side, that is R.J. Hansen wrestled out of bounds at about the 20.
A nice job of getting the action going side to side for West High on that one, making Highland defend not just the length of the field but also the width. Always look for teams to come back and run up the middle after plays like that where a defense has to pursue.
Panthers once again quick to the line and then waiting for the play call from the sideline. As they face 2nd and 3. Sui with the handoff. Cutting his way through is Louis Hamilton with a 1st down, and he's down near the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and if Malapai is the Thunder, then Louis Hamilton is the Lightning. As you see him zip through that hole and get a West High 1st down.
Sophomore getting it done. He's still in the backfield with Sui. 1st and 10 from the 11. He'll get the ball again. Hamilton, this time met at the line. Number 22, that's Keve Hunt on the tackle for Highland.
Yeah, nice job by Hunt coming from, I believe it was his linebacker position, filling the gap nicely there. This Highland defensive front is in for a long night against a very strong, fast, aggressive West High offensive line, and more of that is definitely a good thing for the Rams.
Under 3.5 to go, first quarter, 9th play of the drive here for West. 2nd and 8. Sui fakes the handoff, looking end zone, lofting it to the corner for Pan, and he's got it! Chachi Pan, touchdown West.
What a rainbow of a throw from Isaiah Sui, and he finds his favorite target. He's your friend, he's my friend. He's Chachi Pan, the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. There's a 2-touchdown lead early on here for the West High Panthers.
A nice lofted ball to the corner of the end zone by Sui. Sui connects with his favorite target as Chachi Pan. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. As we see the Panthers line up again in the unique formation. Now they'll come center. Kicking for the Panthers, you mentioned that Oscar Beche out with that leg injury for the rest of the year. It's Dodi Makasa is the kicker as the kick's away. Whistles beforehand, though. I think maybe a delay of game here on that 2-point conversion.
Sure enough, signal from our good friend in the white hat confirms what Matt had already called. Delay of game there. And for West, it's sharp effort so far, but a few things here and there that you really want to see them iron out. Delay a game, a little slow to get the ball and get things snapped a couple times. Something to monitor, even though they are currently up 13-0.
So they'll line up for the extra point. As we mentioned, Makasa is the one doing the kicking for West the rest of the season here. And he'll line up for a 25-yard extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So West tacks on a point. They lead 13-0 with 3:10 to go here in our opening quarter. While we wait for the kickoff, I want to remind you of another one of our great sponsors tonight here on KSL Sports Rewind. We want to remind you tonight's game is brought to you by Igloo Outfitters. As Igloo Outfitters, the coziest wearable sleeping bag, they've got you covered for those chilly days and nights, Brian.
You don't have to worry anymore about the weather, and you can watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters, Matt. Go to iglooOutfitters.com. That's IGLU Outfitters.com, and enter Rewind for $20 off. Never miss the moments. And also, Matt, I don't know if you knew this. Broadcast is brought to you by Advanced Windows. They have a fall window sale going on right now where you can get $2,000 off 10 windows or more. No, that's not just a special for the Highland Rams. Is Nate Orchard, the spokesperson for Advanced Windows, but anybody can call and get that along with 60 months, 0%, no interest financing available. Limited time only. Give Advanced Windows a call at 801-850-9100 or go to advancedwindowsusa.com.
So we get ready for the kickoff here. Makasa back for the Panthers. We'll let this one go from his own 40. And it will push the Rams into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, and the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. So we will see Highland's second attempt on offense here. They got a couple things going on that first drive. What are you looking for them to do here on the second drive?
I think part of it is looking to establish a little bit more rhythm. I thought Highland was really strong in their execution of the run game. I thought the offensive line got out to a great start early on, able to get helmets on helmets. And against this big, strong West front, that's always a difficult task. But for Highland, it's about getting that rhythm, and for Pella, finding his receivers within the offense.
So 1st and 10 from their own 20 as Pella fakes the handoff, throws here near side for McConkey, who's got about 6 yards on that catch.
And that's a much better throw by Pella as he finds McConkey outside the numbers. And for a big, strong throwing quarterback like Pella, those are going to be the kind of routes where he can really make money in terms of getting yardage in this one, and sets Highland up at about 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4 here.
Gain of 6 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 4 here as we come under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Rams send a man in motion. Now handoff. Up the middle, fighting his way near the line of game. Looks like he does have the first down. And I believe that is Raymond that got that first down there.
Yeah, on the inside give there, and see a defender from West High streaking from the outside. I believe that was number 52 for the Panthers, Miller Carter, and He buys the fake and goes after Pella, and Raymond's able to get the first down.
Highland doing a good job of disguising that play. First down after the run from Kahi Raymond. 1st and 10 from the 32. Pela back to throw. This darts it near side. McConkey with a great catch. And he's wrestled out of bounds near the 37-yard line.
Well, impressed early on by McConkey's range and his ability to go outside of that catch radius and go get balls. You can see Pella early on trying to really establish a rhythm, and found something going here with number 13 for the Rams.
Yeah, that's 2 quick passes out to McConkey here. That one, another gain of 6 yards. Brings up another 2nd and 4 here for Highland. Coming up on the final 80 seconds of our opening quarter, as the sun has officially set on a beautiful Friday night here in Sugar House. As Pela tries to pull it down, and he is met in the backfield. J.R. Dixon back there for the tackle for loss as West gets back there in a hurry.
Great job by West responding on that one. Saw the zone read earlier in this drive, and on that one, Pella decides to pull, and he pays the price. Great job by number 27 securing the tackle on that, too.
I think Pela was doomed if he did, doomed if he didn't on that one, as Pela was right back in there very quickly.
Yeah, West had one too many guys for Highland to account for everybody on that one.
So that brings up 3rd and 8. They'll set up the screen pass, heavily covered. It's caught by McConkey. And they'll spot him right about the line of scrimmage here, and that'll bring up 4th down for Highland.
Yeah, on that one, just a lot of pressure from West, and seeing them playing disciplined football, defenders right on top of Highland receiver, and just not able to execute on the screen there. And Highland will be forced to punt this one.
That was Lava Vailahi that was in coverage, and able to come up with the tackle. So 4th down here for the Rams, as they will elect to let the clock run out, and that will do it for quarter number 1 here from Highland High School. The Panthers with a 13-0 lead as we head to the second quarter. We'll be back in just a moment here on KSL Sports Rewind. And welcome back, football fans, as we get ready for quarter number 2 here from Highland High School. Matt Coma, Brian Brown with you tonight, as West with a 13-0 lead and about to get the ball back. Brian, what were your thoughts over that first 12 minutes?
I saw a lot of potential from this Highland offense, and just not able to capitalize on a few critical plays there. Saw them go for it early on from midfield on 4th down, and then not able to execute on the screenplay there. But this West High offense coming out, establishing the tone early on, 2 very drives in terms of mixing the run and the pass, and now Highland's going to have to punt it back to that West High offense and hope that they can finally get a stop.
Chachi Pan waiting for this one back at his own 30, as the punt almost blocked, and there'll be a flag for hitting the kicker, as Highland will down it at their own 35. We'll wait to see what the damage is on the penalty here.
Yeah, and the interesting part about that one is it going to be just running into the kicker, or is it going to be roughing the kicker? We'll find out here from the head official soon, but for Highland could be a really advantageous opportunity, as there was a bit of a breakdown in the pump coverage there. Not coverage, but the blocking up front.
And it is the personal foul call, and that'll give Highland a first down.
Big pickup for the Rams, and for West, it's another one of those situations where you want to see the player come in disciplined and not be over-aggressive and trying to block the kick. If nothing else, go back and watch film this next week. You'll see that on that play that you could cause as much damage just by pressuring the punter as opposed to actually hitting them.
So the penalty brings the ball all the way out to midfield, mark it at the Highland 49-yard line. And as we mentioned, Highland with a new set of downs, 1st and 10. 3 wideouts to the near side. As Raymond in the backfield with Pela. Now a bunch formation near side as Pela will roll out near side. Finds his man as Brown fighting his way to about a 5-yard gain. See Sefa Brown with his first catch of the night.
Yeah, nice shot by Sefa to secure the ball. Tries to avoid a couple defenders. Fights for an extra yard or two. But more so, I like the action from Highland. Getting Pela outside the pocket, letting him operate with some space and provide a bit more of a threat to those West defenders of either run or pass.
Gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6 for Highland. Pela and Raymond in the backfield. 4-man rush for West as Pela will call his own number this time and only gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And that might be as good of a result as Highland could have gotten on that play. As you see, this West High defense does such a good job pursuing to the ball and trying to stretch them out. Not always the result that you're hoping for is a lot of great fast-flowing backers and safeties on this West High Panther defense.
Miller Carter on the tackle for the Panthers, and it brings up a 3rd down here for Highland. Still a 3rd and 6. As they'll spread things out once again. Pela, the lone man in the backfield this time. So throw. Good pocket now. Steps up, has the first down, dodges the tackle, and he's down to the 35. A big gain from the quarterback for the Rams.
Yeah, great job by Pela to feel the pressure, recognize the opening in front of him, and take what the defense was giving him. Gets a first down, a much-needed, very critical first down for this Highland offense. And now deep inside the West territory, Highland's got something going.
Now officially the farthest into West territory they have gotten so far tonight. Gain of 12 on that keeper from Pela. 1st and 10 Highland. Pela, quick pass over the middle. McConkey can't hold on to it, and it's intercepted. And off to the races goes Race Walker. Convoy in front of him. He's brought down inside the 30. The 2nd interception of the night for this West defense.
And 2 for 2 on the tube drill for West High, and Race Walker, no problem securing that one, taking it the other direction. And what a turn of events, as Highland was in such great position to capitalize on a couple good gains, and turnovers, such a critical part of the game of football, and you see West High with an opportunity to capitalize on one there.
So after the interception, 1st down West at the Highland 30. 2 drives, 2 interceptions for this West defense. And Sui back to work. Has plenty of time. Still looking as he'll dump it off. And he has, I believe that is number 5, Louis Hamilton over there. Makes a nice little grab for a gain of 5.
Yeah, nice job by Sui being patient there. Is a lot of time to operate in the pocket. And finally found Louis Hamilton on the long out route. 5-yard gain there for West High.
Under 10 minutes to go now in the quarter. 2nd and 5 here for West. Sui with Malapea in the backfield. And Malapea will get the carry as he's wrestled down near the 23-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
Nice job by the Highland defense to get the stop there, Matt, and keep West in 3rd and short. For the Panthers, a lot of options still on the table in terms of plays that you can call here, but the Rams with a great opportunity to get a stop and put an end to what could have been a catastrophic turnover.
So 3rd and about 4 here for West. Play clock under 10. And Sui back to throw once more. Pressure this time. Steps up. Avoids the trouble. Coughs up the ball. Ball's on the ground. Who has it? And it's Highland that comes up with a turnover of their own as they recover on the fumble.
Well, it was a battering ram of a pass rush from Highland on that one as they're able to get to Sui, and he tries to escape to no avail and forgets to bring the football with him, and the Rams are able to recover and back in business now with the turnover. And opportunity to try and even up that scoreboard a little bit. Matt, here in the second quarter, playing very differently than the first.
And that's Max Erickson on the fumble recovery. Gets the ball back for Highland. And the Rams will go to work from their own 27. Spread offense once again for Pela as he will throw near side. A tipped ball again. In and out of the hands of Siosefa Brown that time.
And you see that West secondary content to give up that cushion and allow Pella to really try and drill those balls in there. Again, we talk about the evolution of a quarterback. Just a junior, he's going to learn how to put the touch on those kinds of balls. Right now, tips are becoming a critical problem for the Rams.
I'll say that's the third time we've seen a ball hit the hands of a Highland receiver. One of them have gone the way of an interception. As they'll go on the run game on second down, and he is stopped in the backfield by guess who? Taimani Brown.
Taimani Brown is such a fun player to watch. Plays with so much heart, energy, and passion. You see on that play, he just beats the blocker to the spot. It's a big, big loss. TFL, as the kids in the neighborhood call it.
Second tackle for loss tonight for this West defense. A loss of 7 brings up 3rd and 17 now for Highland. 3 wideouts to the near side. As a little bit of a stutter by the Panther defense. And it'll be an encroachment and gain 5 yards back for the Highland Rams.
And nice job by Pella on the hard count there. Able to draw the West Side defenders, and you can tell that they can smell it in the air right now, Matt. An opportunity to bury Highland back deep and get the ball back with a quick 3 and out for the Rams. Gonna have to dial up something downfield to get a first down.
3rd and 12 now for Highland as Pela back to throw. Pressure coming. Able to avoid it now. He's got room. Up the far sideline. He's got the first down. Pushed out of bounds as well. As no flag comes out, but he does gain the first down. A big gain for Pela on 3rd down.
Yeah, it's hard for us to see on that the far sideline exactly how close that one was, Matt. Nevertheless, it's Pela with the wheels, using those Chevrolet legs to get out of bounds and get a first down.
I like it. The Chevrolet legs, a gain of 13 for Pela on 3rd down. Brings up a new set of downs for Highland.
For Manasa Pela, it's been on the ground where he's done the most work. And
good job recognizing the oncoming blitz and able to get out of it. As they'll go to the run game. Raymond out past the 40, gain of about 2 on first down.
Yeah, not a huge gain on that one, but I like Highland going back to the ground game a little bit there. Had some success early on. Get a big gain right there from Pella. Let him operate in the option a little bit and make those West defenders think. And try and bring those safeties down a little bit so that he can maybe get something over the top. You can see that he loves to use that big arm.
Yep. We've seen it once already where he kind of did that check and then had a man open over the middle. The Rams haven't gone to it since that first drive, though. They send 4 wideouts again. Check that 5 wideouts this time. It's Pela back to throw. Time over the far side has Raymond out past the 45 and a 3rd and short coming for Highland.
Yeah, nice job by the offensive line to pick up the movement up front. Some stunting, some blitzing going on. What you come to expect from a Mania Brown defense, and able to double clutch that one to the receiver. Kind of like the hesitation a little bit. Slows the throw down and able to get a good pickup for 3rd and short.
Coming up on 6 minutes to go to halftime. 3rd and 2 here for Highland.
I don't know if Kevin Durant would call that a hezzy.
I think he would, Brian. I think he would. As they'll spread it out again. Pela in the backfield. He has run it a couple times on 3rd and short. This time he elects to throw, but the pressure coming. Steps up. Still moving around. Now looking to get to the corner. Depends where they spot him. And it's going to be right at the line again, and I think it's a first down, Brian.
Yeah, I'm signaling up to you up here in the booth. I think that's a first down. It gives the Superman trying to reach out there, but Manasa Pella just doing a fantastic job avoiding defenders left and right and gets the first down. Just fun to watch.
Hey, that extra dive, able to escape pressure and make that diving play for the first down.
Superman leap saves the day for the Rams, and again, starting to see them establish more drives and gain some confidence against this West defense.
As we'll have a timeout, I believe.
We take that timeout, Matt. I want to tell you about West Jordan Athletic Republic, proud sponsor of West Side football. Most people think you can't teach speed. Nothing could be further from the truth. At Athletic Republic Sports Performance Training, we teach speed, the skill that can be developed like any other using our science-based protocols, proprietary sport, super running treadmill, and AR vision video analysis. Our certified sports performance trainers work with athletes to develop the 5 fundamental elements of speed, honing a more efficient stride length, stride frequency, power output, symmetry, and stamina. The result is a faster first step, quicker change of direction, greater endurance, and better top-end speed. If you're an athlete looking to gain a step on your competition, we invite you to contact Athletic Republic located in West Jordan for a free trial. Call them at 385-855-2007. Athletic Republic West Jordan is committed to making your next season your best.
As we thank you guys for watching tonight. We thank all of our sponsors here on KSL Sports Rewind. Glad you guys can join us for an exciting game here from Highland High tonight. As we get ready for 1st and 10 for this Highland offense. Man in motion as Palo will check it down, and he's brought down to the backfield. And again, it's Brown getting back there for another tackle for loss.
Yeah, Taimani Brown, I don't even have to say it, no relation, because there's no way I could ever make a tackle that good. But you can see why he's such a fun player to watch. Sneaks into the backfield and brings Pella down. Thought he had something going, and Taimani Brown said, not today.
Had 6 tackles for loss heading into this contest. He's added at least 2 more so far in this contest. As that brings up 2nd and 13. Was a loss of 3 on that play. Trips to the near side for Pales. He's back to throw once more. Surveying here near side. Now checks it down, and he's going to get about to midfield, a gain of 5 on the play.
And you see him trying to wait on his receivers, hoping that somebody can get open. Maybe waited just a little bit too long as space closed down quickly on Pella. And he does get a positive gain, puts Highland into 3rd and manageable here, 3rd and long. And right now, for the Rams, it's been all Manasa Pella on the ground and converting these 3rd downs.
So let's see what Pella in this offense has in store. 3rd and 9 coming up here from the 49-yard line. 4:41 to go as we get a whistle and a stoppage of play.
I don't know. Doesn't look like the play clock is operating.
Not on at the moment.
Maybe it needed a timeout.
The referee's running the play clock here. Now it's not every school has a play clock here in the state of Utah. So referees used to this kind of protocol. As Pela back on 3rd and 9, throws over the middle too high, looking for Maka Fia. And that brings up 4th and long here for Highland.
Yeah, and even if that had been in the area, Fia, it was Taimani Brown.
He's everywhere for this West defense.
He is. He's an exciting player to watch, and doesn't have a lot of offers in hand. But man, if I were a college football coach and I turned on the tape, I would want that guy to be on my team because, like you said, he is everywhere.
So the Rams will set up to punt. Chachi Pan back at his own 20 for West. Low snap and kicked off here to the near side. It goes out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it. As it's going to be about the 35-yard line, so about a 30-yard punt there for the Rams.
Yeah, not the best of punts there from Highland, but reality, if you're kicking to Chachi Pan, sometimes that's almost a better result, as Pan is a very explosive player in the open field. Number 2 is a playmaker in every sense of the word.
He'll be definitely the one to watch on this offensive drive. He's lined up in the slot on the far side as West gets ready to go from their own 35. 4:20 to go before halftime. West with a 13-0 lead. Suey calls his own number this time, bounces off a tackler, and gains 8 on first down.
Yeah, it looked like he almost bounced off one tackler and be able to get a couple more yards. Would have had the first down, but nevertheless, a great gain there on first for West High as they come out looking to establish the ground game, and it's been a real up-and-down game for this West High offense in the sense that they really haven't seen the ball a lot here in the second quarter.
Now only 3 plays on the last drive before the fumble. As they go back to work, 2nd and 2. Suey looking for the deep ball, has Pan, and it's broken up. Good defense there by number 5. That's Alex Starks getting in there to break up the pass.
Yeah, great job by the senior to stay with Pan. We saw backside pressure from McConkey there with the Rams. Maybe rush Suey a little bit on the throw, but nice job by Highland to get the stop there on 2nd and force a 3rd and short. For West High, this may actually be 4-down territory as they're almost at the 50-yard line, too.
Panthers are not shy to go for it on 4th down as they have 3rd and 2 here. From their own 43. 4 wideouts for Suey. He'll throw. Dumps it off Malapei. Wasn't ready for it. In and out of the hands. It brings up 4th down.
Yeah, one of those plays. I'm going to say it again. Wish he could have it back, right? Malapei able to get the hands on it, but Highland's starting to bring a lot of pressure and having some success both from the outside and the middle is seeing those West offensive linemen who are so big and strong, and sometimes when you are big and strong like that, you forget the most important part, the feet. You know, the Lambert feeties, if you will. We don't make too many references to that. But
all right, 4th and 2 here for West as they will check the sideline for this play. West only 1 timeout here as they had to give 2 timeouts in that first quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Quick pass over the middle. Whistle blows, though.
It looks like they are going to call
timeout for West. They use their final timeout right as the snap was called. So a timeout on the field. West uses their final timeout, and that gives us a chance to thank another one of our sponsors. Tonight's game brought to you by NCP Payments. Do you accept credit cards for your business? And do you want $100 as well? National Card Payments will give you a $100 Visa gift card if your business signs up with a new account with them during the high school football season. They are a locally owned and operated credit card processing company that has over 22 years of experience, and they love to support local prep sports. Call or text them today at 801-300-6929 to get a free quote and see how much they can help you and get your $100 Visa gift card today. National Card Payments, payment processing done right. Call or text them at 801-300-6929. So we're ready to go for a 4th and 2. The offense still out there for West. Panthers elect to go for it. Handoff is stopped in the backfield. Number 40 in the program, Tonga Afifanua, with a big stop for this Highland defense.
He said it, Matt. It was a big stop. You can hear the big response from the crowd here at the Ramsterdome as Tonga Afifanua having a big night on senior night. Gets the Rams the ball back on offense, and for West High, for such a strong start, struggles settling in on offense. After a timeout, you have to be frustrated if you're Coach Stolovi.
After 2 touchdowns on their first 2 drives, 2 turnovers now for West. As Highland takes over from the West 44. Going deep on first down, has a man in and out of the hands of Gimo. I don't think he knew where the ball was as it was dropped right in there. Unable to make the catch.
Yeah, it hit him in stride, almost by surprise on that one. He didn't know the ball was coming that early, and liked the call from Highland, liked the ball from Pella. It's one of those ones, if you can finish it, there was nothing but open field and a black north end zone for Gimo if he catches it.
So 2nd down after the incomplete pass, 3:15 to go before halftime. 2nd and 10 for Highland. Miscommunication in the backfield, and the Panthers swarm to the ball. It'll be a loss of about 4 after that 2nd down play.
Yeah, disaster not entirely averted for the Rams as it is a tackle for loss. Could have been so much worse, as oftentimes you see fumbles off the exchange in those situations. And nice job by Pella to secure the ball enough, minimize the damage. But now 3rd and long for the Rams, and with that early shot on 1st down, Matt, kind of limits the options in ways that you can catch this West defense by surprise.
They'll send 4 wideouts here, 3rd and 13 after the loss of 3. Pella dumps it off to Raymond near side, past the 45, and fights past the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring 4th and 9 for Highland.
Yeah, nice job by Lava Vailahi to come out and make the tackle on that one. Highland likely going to go for it here on 4th down. His field goal just doesn't do much. And on that one, you wish for Raymond, looking for the contact, maybe try to put a move on the defender, as he had him isolated.
Gets it down to the 42. It'll be 4th and 8 for Highland, and they're going to go for it here with under 2 minutes now to go before halftime. Rams still do have all 3 of their timeouts as they'll go for it on 4th down. Pela with time. Throws far side. Has a man. It's Brown. And he's got the 1st down. Sefa Brown, 1st down Highland.
They talk about go up and get a ball. It's a nice job. I see Sefa Brown to go get that one. Put Highland into good field position and convert the 4th down. You can hear the energy in the stadium now as the Rams tumbling towards that black hole of the end zone.
They needed 9. He got 10 on that 4th down conversion. 1st down Highland. Inside the 35, Pela again to throw. Not a lot of time as he weaves through defenders and gets back to just shy of the line of scrimmage.
This may be too old of a reference for you, but it's like the old days of Double Dare. They have to go through the crag, I think it was. That was essentially what Pela had to do.
I actually understand that reference.
There we go. I may be wrong on my show, but I think everybody knows the crag.
The crag.
Yeah. Or like American Gladiators.
I think it was Global Guts, I believe.
There you go. There you go.
There shows
little Nickelodeon
that's
knowledge.
My Nickelodeon childhood right there. Loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd 11 for Highland. 1:08 and counting before halftime. 3 wideouts to the near side. Pela again to throw. He's going to go for the deep ball. Has a man out there looking for McConkey, but it's overthrown, and 3rd down is coming for Highland.
Yeah, just too much on that one. Had McConkey out in the flat, and you can see the talent with Pela, right? Like, that's a big throw. Especially when you out-throw a speedy wide receiver.
McConkey had a step on that far side, able to create some separation out there, just the throw a little too far. Stops the clock with 55 seconds to go in the half. And Highland's going to use their 1st timeout of the night. We'll take the timeout as well. 55 seconds to go here in the 1st half. West with a 13-0 lead on the KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back, football fans. 13-0 West. Highland with the ball inside the West 35 here on 3rd and long. Matt Coma, Brian Brown with you for this one as the Rams trying to get something before the half ends here.
An emphasis on something, right, Matt, as we haven't seen the Rams put any points on the board here in the 1st half, and Westside jumping out to that early 2-touchdown lead. We've seen it tilt in favor of the Rams here in the 2nd quarter.
And with the Rams getting the ball to start the 2nd half, points in any form would be huge here for this Highland offense. As they go to work 3rd and long. Pela still has time, has a wide open man. Raymond can't hold on to it. In and out of the hands of Raymond. And it's 4th down Highland. A big opportunity missed from this Rams offense.
Boy, that's 2 huge opportunities missed on this drive alone, Matt. And there was nothing but open field for Raymond as he not able to secure the catch on that one.
So 4th and a long 10 here for Highland. 48 seconds now to go. And decision time again for this offense. They're going to elect to go for it again. They converted on 4th and long on the previous set of downs. 4 wideouts here for the Rams. Pela Pressure coming up the middle, and he's going to be ridden down at the 45. Number 68, that is Nuku Mafi, coming up with a big sack for this West defense.
I'm going to say, hard to miss Nuku Mafi out on the field. The big left tackle, defensive tackle, do everything player for the Panthers. You can see why he is so highly sought after by not only the local schools, but a lot of out-of-state schools, Nebraska.
Yeah, he's going to Nebraska this week. He's doing his visit. He's got 11 offers so far in his senior season.
One of the few times that a Panther was able to secure a pellet of the ground.
Yeah, gave him nowhere to go. As West will take over 1st and 10 from their own 45. 40 seconds left, but no timeouts, Brian, for this West offense.
And 40 seconds doesn't sound like a lot of time, but for a fairly explosive West offense, you never want to say no in these tight situations.
As the clock is running, they're going to try and put the time back up here as the clock runs down to 35 seconds. So we'll wait to see what time they reset for the clock here. It'll be 1st and 10. And they're gonna let it go here. We'll see when the clock starts. It reads 35 at the moment. Sui back to throw, has pressures. They set up the screen to Malapea. He's brought down at the 48. The clock is running under 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, and West scrambling to get back on the ball. You probably can see Sui clock it here.
Well, thought about clocking in as the clock runs under 20 seconds now to go.
He's offside! This guy's offside!
Sui over the middle for Pan, and a little too far for his intended receiver. Brings up 3rd and long here for West with 11 seconds left.
Yeah, a lot of time clicks off the clock there. You can see we're not having any timeouts. Really puts West in a tight spot there. And from our angle, it looked like they might not have even been lined up onside. That one.
So 3rd and 7 here for West. 11 seconds to go before halftime. How hard does this Panther offense push it? Sui looking to the corner. Shoestring catch from Pan, and he's got it with a 1st down.
8 seconds on the clock. That's going to move the chain. So with West, you probably have opportunities to maybe throw a really, really short pass or else something deep, but not much in terms of options here for West.
6 seconds remaining. New set of downs here for West. 1st and 10 from the 42 is we're going to get a timeout by Highland. So a chance to reset and think about this for one final play here in the 2nd quarter.
And I just want to remind everybody at home that KSL Sports Rewind is brought to you by Heidemann & Associates. Heidemann & Associates is a flat-rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you. And Matt, it doesn't feel like it, but it's starting to get cold out there.
It's going to be cold for those Saturday morning football fans tomorrow morning.
That's right, and that's why you need to go to Igloo Outfitters. That's IGLU Outfitters. The coziest wearable sleeping bag has you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com and enter promo code REWIND for $20 off and never miss the moment.
So one final play here before halftime. 6 seconds remaining. West with the ball at their Highland 42. 4 wideouts for Sui. Going to go for a quick pass, looking for Pan. Good coverage, and a flag comes out on that coverage. I think that was McConkey over there in coverage over there.
Haven't seen a lot of penalty flags in terms of contact on receivers, so a little bit of a surprise to see that one come out at this point in the game. 1 second left. It's likely going to give West an opportunity. I don't know if they're going to call a hold.
It is a hold on the Ram defense. So that'll move it up 10 yards, and we'll see what West wants to do here. Of course, a backup kicker for the Panthers here in Mikasa. So if they did set up, it would be about a 48-yard field goal from this distance. Or you go for the Hail Mary here.
Yeah, it might be just a hair outside of his range. I did see him hit one from, I think 43 against St. Francis, but West is going to give it a shot here. Let's see what the...
Yeah, Macasa's going to go for it here. It's going to be a 49-yard field goal attempt here. And Macasa lines up for the field goal. Hold is good. Kick is away. It looks like it's got enough. And it's good. Just gets over the uprights, and West with a field goal to end things here in the first half. A great kick from Macasa.
Great job by Doty, putting a little extra oomph into that one. And a nice exclamation point on a strong first half for West High as they go to the locker room with 17-0 lead here, Matt. And good performance from the West High Panthers. Good response by the Rams, but Panthers head to the locker room with a lead.
So both teams struggle to find points in that second quarter. West gets the late field goal to push their lead to 16. As they lead 16-0, Highland will get the ball to start the second half. We'll step aside and bring you second half action in just a little bit as we bring you West and Highland here on a Friday night from Highland High School. 16-0 your score at the half. We'll be back with the second half on KSL Sports Rewind.
Wanted to remind you, there are programs for sale at the Ramrack.
And welcome back, football fans, as we get ready to start our second half of play here between West and Highland. Matt Coma, Brian Brown joining you up top in the press box here. And what's been a fun Region 6 battle, Brian. What was your takeaway of that first half?
Well, the score doesn't tell the entire story of this game, Matt, as we were talking during the halftime break. A real back-and-forth game with just about everything so far. The only thing we're missing is a special teams touchdown, but interceptions, turnovers, touchdowns on the side of West. But really, the story of it is the Panthers have controlled the outcome for most of the game so far on the scoreboard. But the response in the second quarter, I think, has been very promising for the Rams.
Yeah, I'd say both defenses doing a good job of stifling these offenses, especially in that second quarter. Neither team really getting any footing either way in that second quarter. We want to go through the scoring summary real quick for you. Most of our scoring was in that first quarter. First drive for West, a 9-yard rushing touchdown for Kelvin Malapea. Made it 6-0 after the failed 2-point conversion. After an interception by Vailahi, it was another 9-yard score, this time through the air, as Sui found Chachi Pan in the corner of the end zone. Extra point made it 13-0 at that point. After that, we saw an interception, a fumble, 2 turnovers on downs, and a punt before a last-second field goal from Macasa. A 49-yard strike made it 16-0. That's where we stand.
Yeah, great job by Doty to put that one through the uprights right before the clock expired after West had used up all their timeouts previous. Didn't leave them a whole lot of opportunity, and he really capitalized there with a long field goal. But we mentioned it towards the end, this Highland team stepping up to the plate more and more as the game progresses, and I think that, to me, is what I'm going to be watching for here in the second half is, can the Rams continue to step up as West started to make a few mistakes? And that's a bit of a characteristic of this West High Panther team. Start out strong, and then the few mistakes, and come back out, see if you can correct some of those things if you're Coach Solovi and his group. And for the Rams, it's about building off the momentum that you created there in the second quarter.
Yeah, because so the Rams will get the ball first to start our third quarter. It's just a couple seconds before we get back underway. We want to thank each and every one of you for watching tonight's broadcast here on KSL Sports Rewind. I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Heinemann and Associates. Heinemann Associates is a flat-rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you. As we get ready for another quarter of action here. As mentioned, Highland gets the ball first. What do they need to do to set the tone here on this first drive?
Well, they've had a lot of success in the ground, but the bulk of it, I think, has come because of Manasa Pella scrambling off of passing downs. I think they want to try and establish the run a little bit more. Had some early success, and for an offensive line that's done a relatively good job, might be an opportunity to build a little bit more confidence. And the other part of it for the offense, I think, is trying to get Manasa Pella to take a little bit off of some of those throws. We saw multiple tipped balls, one of which went through for an interception, and then And drops from the receivers, I think, that really, really put that Ram offense into a critical spot there late in the second quarter.
All right, getting ready to start our third quarter. Mikasa has it teed up, and the kick is off as we start quarter number 3 with the ball heading into the end zone touchback, and the Highland Rams will start at their own 20.
Field position game has been a pretty critical aspect of this one, as Highland has been much more successful in terms of moving the ball when they've had better field position. Struggled in the punting game as well, so for the Rams, it's not just critical to try and get some first downs and score a touchdown, but also want to try and flip the field if you can. Starting out here early on the 20-yard line.
They have been able to get out to midfield on their last 3 drives. See what happens here on the first drive of the third quarter. They'll send 4 wideouts. Raymond in the backfield with Pela. Fake the handoff. Pela with time. He's going to take the deep shot. Has a man out there. Double coverage, though. And it's incomplete. That had Unga had a chance at that interception as well. Pan back there as well for West is just a jump ball in near midfield.
Yeah, and almost a nice job there by Jama to break the ball up, as there were 2 West defenders closing on it. But an interesting concept to roll Pela out to the near side, to our near side, and throw back across the grain. Maybe an effort to try and use that arm strength to their advantage on that one. Just doesn't quite work out.
And we've seen Pela use his arm a little bit more as the game has progressed. He had those short checkdowns early in the contest. Here's another one as he throws near side, and it's caught by Grant Starks, diving grab near the 25.
Nice job by Starks to go low, secure the catch on that one, give Highland a much better opportunity to convert on first down here, as it's 3rd and average. JT and I used to call this 3rd and brown bear, because I like to be average. It's okay to be average as long as you get to where you need to go. And for the Rams, 3rd and average can get you to a touchdown situation.
It doesn't get much average than this. 3rd and 5 here from the 25. 3 wideouts to the far side. 4 down linemen for West. They'll rush 4. Pela, quick over the middle, diving catch again by Starks. And that's a first down for Highland.
Yeah, I love the way Starks goes to the ground to secure the catch on that one. And see Pela not afraid to put some oomph on that one. And for the Rams, that means a first down. And a lot of the progress we saw in the second quarter starting to show up here in the third, Matt.
Yeah, quick throws from Pela lead to a first down, a gain of 7 on that one. Now 1st and 10 from the Highland 32. Rams will send 3 wideouts to the far side. Now man in motion. Handoff, Raymond. Met at the line, finding his way for a couple of yards. Make it 3 yards on the carry, brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, nice job by that West High defensive front. Saw Taimani Brown in there as well. Looked like Miller Carter around the ball, and obviously those big nose tackles. Alvin Puifua, very highly touted recruit.
Now, Alvin Puifua, he's ranked as the 15th best recruit in the state of Utah. 7 offers so far for him on where he wants to go play college ball. There's a lot of offensive and defensive linemen for this West team being recruited heavily by teams both in-state and out-of-state. Highland on 2nd down. Quick pass to the far side as Brown spins around and gets to the 39, brings up 3rd and short.
Yeah, you can see on that one, Brown just turns to the wrong side, turns into the teeth of the West Side defense, not able to get some extra yards out of that one. You see, a little bit tough in those situations where you're having to come back for the ball to turn to the outside, and nevertheless, it puts Highland in a good spot here for another 3rd down conversion.
Almost 3 minutes gone here in our third quarter. 3rd and 3 now for Highland. 4 wideouts as they send Starks in motion. Pela going to call his own number. Fights for the... Try to get back to the original line of scrimmage there, and only got about there. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, just a great job by that West High defensive front again to limit the Rams in the run game. Like the call to get the ball into the hands of your playmaker, Pela, right? But just not enough execution, not enough movement up front from the Rams, and they're going to have to kick the ball here. But mission one accomplished, right? Now you've got an opportunity to flip the field, and hopefully your defense can come up with something on the other side. Ooh.
As a bad snap on the punt, he does get it away, but it's only out to about midfield. And takes a Highland bounce to the West 47, and that's where the Panthers will start.
Yeah, 2 bounces on that snap, Matt, and just not going to be able to get a great punt off regardless with that much missed execution. And for the Rams, just so much hard work gets put into it. I was going to say it's entirely for naught, but just not able to capitalize on that hard work.
So we'll see the West offense for the first time this half. 8:17 to go, third quarter, as Sui with 4 wideouts. Pan goes in motion. They'll fake it, and Sui cuts up the middle for about 5 yards.
Yeah, it's such a good fake that even you and I thought that.
I thought it was going to Pan.
Pan had the bubble. Nice job by Sui to hit the goal quickly and get downfield and make sure that he got positive yards. And you can see on the flip side where Pela wasn't able to get yardage, just able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Sui shows how you can get that positive yardage.
Call it a gain of 3, brings up 2nd and 7. 3 wideouts as they bring the blitz in the face of Sui, and Pan spin move and gets down inside the 35. Chachi Pan with a big gain.
Wow, I don't know how Sui got that off. It looked like it was Raymond coming off the blitz in his face, but completes it to Chachi Pan, and Chachi Pan, man, he is cooking out there.
Spin move gives him a gain of 16 on first down and brings up a first down. As mentioned, Sui able to get it off in the nick of time. Here comes Pan on the end around this time. He'll get it and gets about 3 for 2nd down.
Yeah, a little bit of a hesitation there from Pan and trying to pick the direction that he wanted to go, and it's a nice job by the Highland defender to force the blocker back into the backfield, but nevertheless, West finding rhythm here in the third quarter.
Starting to figure things out. 2nd and 6 here for West. Sui rolls out over the far side. Had Hamilton over there.
I don't know if he was able to complete it. Does look like it was, but just for a yard, huh?
I think it was incomplete. Yep, incomplete pass as the clock stops on that play. Was looking for Hamilton over there. Brings up 3rd and about 7 yards here for West. Sui once again will roll out. Fires looking for Hamilton. Another tip drill. Almost into the hands of the defender over there. I believe that's Starks over there that had a chance at it.
On that one, a good job by that Ram defense to find the crease. Is that trying to do a turn-back style block, and Highland defenders able to avoid the pass protection and put some pressure on Sui. And ball flutters out of bounds, and the Rams will have a great opportunity to get a stop on 4th.
So another 4th down here for West, 4th and 7, and a timeout called by West. They burn another early timeout. They burned 2 in the first quarter. In that first half, they'll burn another one here early in the third quarter.
Yeah, with a 16-0 lead, you can kind of understand where Coach Delovey wants to make sure that his guys are on the same page. Make sure that they're comfortable, Matt. And, you know, if you're starting to feel that chill in the air, the best way to stay comfortable is with Igloo Outfitters. The coziest wearable sleeping bag has you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com. Enter Rewind for $20 off. Never miss the moments. And Rewind Sports is also brought to you by Advanced Windows. That's right. Highland Zone, Nate Orchard.
The mayor of Sac Lake City, Nate Orchard.
Right. Has a fall window sale for you all. $2,000 off. 10 windows or more. For 60 months, 0 interest financing available. Limited time only. Give them a call. 801-850-9100. That's advancedwindowsusa.com. And tell them that Rewind sent you.
So we get ready to go for 4th and 7 here for West. They'll keep the offense out with 4 wideouts. Taimani Brown in the backfield with Sui. Sui back to throw. Has time. Fires over the middle. He's got a man. As Camden Lopati inside the red zone. Pushed out of bounds. And that'll be a flag added onto it.
a late flag with a late push, looked like from up here on Lapati, but a great job. So to find Camden. He's coming across the middle, able to get that extra yardage. Nice call coming off a timeout there by West. And get it inside the 10-yard line.
Good pass protection as well from that West offensive line. Gave Sui all kinds of time to throw. Able to connect with Lapati for that first down. A gain of about 22 on that play. And we also get the penalty added onto it. So a personal foul for the late hit out of bounds will bring it half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, not a huge penalty in terms of yardage, but one of those situations where as a head coach, I'm sure Coach Oliveo was frustrated on that one.
So West with first down inside the 10. Sui. Quick pass over to the far side, and it's caught. Chachi Pan, another touchdown for West.
A little bit of razzle and a little bit of dazzle as Sui with the quick throw. Finds Pan in the end zone.
Oh, excuse me. I have to recorrect myself. It's Luceni Fafita that had that touchdown.
Yeah, those 2s and 3s. It'd be hard to see sometimes from up here in the booth. Nevertheless, great job by West to execute inside the 10-yard line there. Get the touchdown.
Extra point is up, and it is good. So West, on their first drive of the second half, add to their lead. They now lead 23-0. We will take a timeout and be back with more action here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. 6:36 to go in the third quarter. It's 23-0 now in favor of the Panthers after that 3-yard strike from Sui to Fafita. So West, much like they did at the beginning of this contest, able to drive down the field pretty easily. Capped off by that big play from Sui to Lapati on that fourth down. That was the key play there that led to that West touchdown.
Yeah, and the exclamation point on the touchdown from sending Fafita. Nice job on the slant route. And that's the West High offense that we have come to expect when they're firing on all cylinders. They can just march down the field like that in a variety of ways. So Sui on the ground, through the air, and just that's the kind of drive that you look at and you can see why schools like Utah are interested in a player like Sui.
As we have a meeting of the coaches at midfield after that touchdown. You saw that on your screen there. The referees needed a word with both coaches. Maybe some things being said after that touchdown or something going on that needed the referee's attendance. As both teams have quick meetings. You see Highland having their meeting here on the near side. Coach Olival giving the message to his team. We get ready to go back underway here.
I haven't seen any extracurricular activity, but maybe on that one, just some information coming from the officials. That out-of-bounds play was a little dangerous with golf carts over there and all sorts of action. So
yeah, we saw the golf carts.
Whatever it was, thankful that the officials took the time to get both coaches on board, and Coach Oliveo and Coach Delovi know each other well. There's no contention here.
Yeah.
This is a cross-town rivalry, if you will, just because they are across the town from each other.
Yeah, long-time rivals on and off again in region play, these two teams. As we mentioned, 45th meeting all-time between these two teams. As the kickoff, we fielded it about the 10. Now at the far side, has room. Maka Fia has room. Breaking up the sideline, walks into the kicker. Number 19, Celesime Nuku with the tackle, but a huge gain for Maka Fia.
You hear the response from the crowd as Fia cuts the outside, sees a crease. He's almost gone to the end zone. He weaves his way back and forth there at the end. Not able to score the touchdown, but some much-needed energy and momentum for this Highland offense. They'll start out on the 32-yard line of the West High Panthers.
That is the best field position of the night for this Highland offense as Fia gets the Rams down to the West 32, 1st and 10. Pella back to throw. He's going to take the deep shot on 1st down, overthrown. And it's intercepted. Unga on the far side.
See some debate there from the officials, as I'm not sure.
I think they're spotting it at the 1.
Where exactly Unga went out of bounds, but for the Rams, try to take a shot, capitalize on that momentum, and Pela just outthrows his receiver, and Unga able to make the interception, and just massive turnaround there. Great job by that West High defense to respond.
You got to credit Highland for taking the shot, just the ball overthrown.
And for the Rams defense, you're back out after what was a pretty tough drive early on, but looks like West is going to be backed up on the 1 yard line. And so if you're Highland, still an opportunity here to put some pressure on that West High offense.
So West back out there after the interception, but they're backed all the way to their own 1. 1st down, 6:17 to go, 3rd quarter. Panthers still spread it out. Sui will throw. Throws over the middle as Chachi Pan breaks a tackle, and he's got green grass in front of him. 1 man to beat. Pan to the 30, down to the 20, and he's pushed out of bounds. A gain of 79 for Chachi Pan.
That West High offense stood in the mirror, said not today to the Highland defense. It's almost a 99-yard touchdown pass to Pan, but fearlessness of the West High offense throwing out deep in their own end zone, and great result as there is a player down on the far sideline.
There is a player down there. We will step aside while they look to it. We'll be back in just a moment here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. As the injured player on the far side was Jeremiah Jimmo. He was the one that pushed out Pan to deny the touchdown. Credit his effort on that one. He was the only man back. It looked like Pan was off to the races, but he was able to race down and make that tackle.
Yeah, the speed and the ability to recover after Pan had so much room. Saves a touchdown for the Rams, but you had West High pinned back against their own end zone there. As we see, looks like the head coaches are about.
Yeah, once again, we're having a conversation at midfield between both head coaches and our officiating crew.
And fortunately, at the high school level, we don't have the budget to have the officials mic'd up down there, so we can only speculate that they're perhaps discussing what games they'll be watching tomorrow during the college football slate.
That's an interesting debate for anyone that lives in the state of Utah, with Utah and BYU currently playing right now. Who do you watch tomorrow?
Yeah. It's the local slate definitely adapted here. There's a lot of action on Friday night, a lot of action around the Valley and the high school realm, and obviously BYU, Cincinnati about to kick off, and then you have Utah and Oregon State going on as well. For those watching at home, looks like the Utes are down 7-0 currently at halftime.
As once again, we have the coaches having to talk to their teams here.
And again, I haven't seen anything.
No, I haven't seen really
extracurricular-wise. So I wonder if it's just something that the officials are trying to correct that both teams are doing. They just don't want to be throwing penalties, or what?
Because we haven't seen any flags for unsportsmanlike conduct either.
And there are different rules at the high school level especially in terms of language and things of that nature. And I mean, official here doesn't want to see a player penalized, and so they're trying to get that under control without having to throw a penalty. We can only speculate up here in the box.
We can only guess at what they're talking about, but the teams are back out on the field after the 79-yard play from Sui to Pan. Panthers entering the red zone here, 1st and 10 from the 20. Send a couple of people in motion, and we get flags.
And this one looks like I think it's going to be procedure against the Panthers. False start there officially. I think there were 2 guys in motion from my perspective, the snap of the ball, so.
I think that's one too many, I think.
I know that the Miami Dolphins have made motion almost as popular as Travis and Taylor these days, but.
That's hard to do.
It is. It is. Shout out to Mike McDaniel.
1st and 15 now from the 25. And Sui back to throw once more. Checks it down. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's where he's met by the Rams defense.
Yeah, nice gain. Able to get out of the pocket and avoid the rush there by Sui. And just good coverage by the Rams downfield. He's able to get 5 yards, but hard-earned 5 yards. He had multiple defenders miss there.
Gets the 5 yards back from the penalty. Charlie McConkey on the tackle for the Highland Rams. Clock running inside of 6 minutes to go here, 3rd quarter.
Yeah, McConkey's been everywhere tonight. He's a fun player to watch, even if he's not catching the football. Applies pressure in a variety of ways. Great job by him tonight.
3 wideouts to the near side for Sui. Has time again. This time again, checks it down, has space up the far side, gets the 1st down, and he's out of bounds at the 9, and another late flag comes out at the Highland 27.
And given that was coming from the head official, I have to wonder either where it's located at. Either it's a holding penalty based on location, but to me it seems like it might be regarding a late hit out of bounds, and I wonder if maybe that's part of what the conversation has been from the officials with the head coaches, is that those hits have been a little too close for comfort for this crew, but we'll wait officially for the sign.
Yeah. We'll see what the call is. Right now the ball spotted at the 9. It would be a 1st down for West, but again, the flag is all the way back at the 27. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call, and it's on Highland. And someone's ejected. So unsportsmanlike conduct on Highland, and a player for the Rams has been tossed out of the game. And that's going to require an explanation for the Highland coaching staff, as it looks like it's number 40 for the Rams. That would be Tonga Afi-Fanua, who's been a huge member of this defense tonight. His night has ended early.
Heartbreaking way to see a senior go off on senior night, and you have to wonder, like I said, we can only speculate on what happened or what was going on. Obviously, the explanation coming from the head official to Coach Oliveo, but you just hate to see his night ended that way.
And Fanua, a defensive lineman, so he was not the one that knocked out Sui over on that far side.
No. Usually, in the case of ejection, we've seen in the past, very first game of the year with Lone Peak Bingham, a player was ejected because of language. So
we see an ejection, and it's a 1st and goal now for West from the 5. Sui looking for Pan, overthrew it. 2nd down upcoming.
Not a lot available to Sui on that one. Is Charlie McConkey doing a good job on the underneath there, forcing him to throw it high. And for West, as you're inside the 10-yard line, an opportunity to really put a stamp on this one and get a touchdown here.
2nd and goal from the 5. Again, 4 wideouts as Brown switches sides with Sui. They'll hand it off to Brown this time. Stood up at the line, gets about a yard and a half. Good pursuit from the Rams defense.
Yeah, nice job by Taimani to try and cut it back and go inside, but unfortunately cuts it right back into the teeth of that Highland defense and maybe right into the ram horns of the defense.
They do have those iconic horns on the helmets.
And I can see that coaching staff has done a lot of work with this particular group on putting those ram horns on properly. When I played here, that was part of the maturation process, learning to put your horns on, and I can tell you it's not an easy task.
So big play here, 3rd and goal now as they'll hand it off again to Brown, and he's in. And another touchdown for West, this one from 4 yards out, Taimani Brown.
Easy lane for Taimani Brown. He saunters into the end zone there, Matt, and you said it. It's another touchdown for the West High Panthers. They're now ahead 29-0 pending the PAT, and for that one, just a great drive from West High. The big play from Chachi Pan and the exclamation point by Taimani Brown. The playmakers out in force for the Panthers.
Mikasa back out for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. And West gets to 30 on the board. It's now 30-0 here in our 3rd quarter. West with a commanding lead. We'll take a break and be back in just a little bit here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. 4:28 to go here in our 3rd quarter. It's now 30-0 in favor of the Panthers. Mag Coma, Brian Brown joining you here on KSL Sports Rewind. Thanks for spending your Friday night with us. 99-yard drive there for the Panthers with that big play from Sui to Pan.
Yeah, and just such a change up in momentum for this Highland Ram football team that had capitalized on a big return with an opportunity, turns the ball over on the very next play on the deep ball from Pela, and
yeah, how about a 3-play swing there? You had the big return, as we will see this one go into the end zone. You had the big return from Highland that gave them great field position, the interception on the next play, and then the very next play, an 80-yard pass play that set up West for another score.
Yeah, and just for the Rams, the kinds of mistakes that you cannot afford to commit, and you know, this has not been the most highly executed of games. We've seen a lot of big plays made from both sides of the ball. Right now, tipping heavily in the favor of the West High Panthers.
So the Rams offense back out there. They'll send 5 wideouts this time on 1st down from their own 20. Taylor back to throw. Good pocket. Throws near side for Starks. And again, another diving grab from him. Able to get about 5 yards on 1st down.
A nice job on 1st down to get positive yardage. Put yourself in a very manageable situation on 2nd and average, like I like to say. 2nd and brown bear. It's okay to be average as long as you hit your goal, which is scoring a touchdown. And that's really what makes an offense great, is completing these drives. We'll see if Highland can be great on this possession.
2nd and 5. Pella. Pressure coming, and he's going to be gobbled up by the Panthers. As number 22, Foti Vayanuku, first one there, and he gets the sack.
Yeah, nice job by Vayanuku to wrangle down Pela. He's a very strong runner, and you can see the effect of the first half where he was able to escape so many of those tackles. He's not able to do it that time, and my view is just a little bit obstructed. Couldn't see all the way downfield to see if he had anything open, but for Pela in that situation, tough to take a loss.
Loss of 5 on the sack, as Viliami Tuaefe also credited with half a sack there. Brings up 3rd and 10. Pella back to throw. Quick pass looking for McConkey. Tipped and it's picked off. Chachi Pan inside the 10. Makes the man miss, and he's got the pick 6. Another touchdown for West.
1, 2, 3, tip drill. And Chachi Pan capitalizes on that one. Makes the defender miss. And it's nothing but darkness for the Highland Rams as Pan zips into the end zone off the interception. I see a late flag there. It's like the officials not pleased with the celebration, but I tell you what, you make a play like that, Chachi Pan, that's a rewind top 5 in my book for sure.
That has to be in the rewind top 5. How about the footwork at the 5-yard line there to stay in bounds and get the touchdown?
Yeah, Chachi Pan, a playmaker in every sense of the word. Sits patiently for the tip off that one and capitalizes with a scamper in the end zone for the touchdown.
So the touchdown is good. There is a penalty on West after that play, so that'll back up the extra point here.
Not exactly sure what's going on out there. If
they may just tack it on the kickoff, I think.
Yeah, I think I saw from the officials that motion that Highland will tack it on the kickoff there. Allow the Rams offense to get better field position. But with this one, 36-0, pending the PAT, Matt, West is really pulling away here in the second half.
Third interception tonight for this West defense. Or correct me if I'm wrong, that's the fourth interception for the West defense.
Yeah, I think it might be the third off of a tip, too.
Yeah.
Incredibly just.
He was looking for McConkey on the play. In and out of the hands, and another pick for this West High defense. Nakasa back for the extra point. Whistles fly as the snap is made. False start on the Panthers.
Yeah, everything that the officials were willing to let slide in the first half, not today in the second half, as their influence is being felt here substantially as the Panthers pull away. And for a re-kick, we've seen a 49-yarder from Doty, West High kicker, and don't expect this one to be too far out of his range.
So this one will be a 25-yard extra point for Doty Makasa. And another flag on the snap.
And this one's going to be offsides. You see the early signal from the side judge there. I wonder if it was a Highland player either lined up in the neutral zone there to start.
It is offside. Penalty is declined, and the kick is good. So they will take the extra point. I thought they blew it dead before the kick happened.
I did too. We're going to let the officials do their job, though.
Well, now the officials are going to talk about it here because the whistle did blow before the kick was made.
Yeah. Yeah, here they are.
Yeah, they're going to make they're going to make them come back out and kick this extra point again. So after a pretty fast-moving game, this game has come to a screeching halt here late in the third quarter.
Yeah. And I wonder if maybe the officials are just getting a little cold out there, Matt. And so Igloo Outfitters has them covered with the coziest wearable sleeping bag during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to iglooOutfitters.com, enter promo code REWIND for $20 off, and never miss the moments. And hopefully we won't miss this extra point for the third time.
Third time here for Makasa. And third time is not the charm for West, as he made the first two, did not make the third, and the extra point is no good, so it stays at 36-0.
You talk about alternative ways to ice a kicker. Maybe that's the way to do it. This third time the charm for the Highland Rams is Makasa misses the extra point. Highland will get the ball back now. Again, that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty should be enforced on the kickoff here. I don't want to infer that it automatically is, because
it should.
I've been made to look a fool a couple times out here by the officiating crew, and understandably so. They know the rule book better than I do.
So 36-0 your score. We are officially in run time now. The clock moving under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter, as the kickoff will get backed up to the 25-yard line.
And just reminding everybody that Rewind Sports is brought to you by Heidemann & Associates, flat rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you. That's Heidemann & Associates.
So coming up on 2 minutes to go here, West will kick off from their own 25. Fia and Starks back for Highland near their own 20. We saw Fia have a big gain on the last time he got to return a kick. See what happens on this one.
Yeah, to the left side or the far side of the field. So it would be interesting if maybe West tries to directionally kick this a different direction. Nope.
Makasa will just lean into it, and it is Fia. from his own 15. Out past the 35 to the 40, and he's wrestled down at about the 42, but still a gain of about almost 30 for Fia on that kick return.
Nice return by Fia on that one, and like you mentioned, Matt, gives the Ram much better field position here. He's found a little crease over there on the left side, or a little bit of a flaw in the coverage, and for this West Side Panther defense, I don't think anything is in crisis mode, as they have a 36-point cushion here late into the third quarter. But those kinds of mistakes are the kinds of things that you want to get corrected. You need to get corrected as you position yourself to make a title run.
Starks in motion on first down here for Highland, as that play goes about a yard, maybe just back to the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, it looks like we do have a Highland player that is down right now, laboring to get up. The officials are going to call in a timeout for injury, as there's a yard loss on that play.
So timeout for the injured player. We'll step aside as well. 36-0 here with about 50 seconds to go in our third quarter. You're watching Weston Highland here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. This is the injured player for the Rams, number 52. It's Tanner Longy, junior lineman, able to get off under his own power. So we get back underway, 2nd and 10. Under a minute to go here, third quarter. Man in motion as they'll pitch it to Fia. Has room here on the near side. Cuts it outside. First down, yardage after the stiff arm, and he's pulled out of bounds at the 40.
We'll have to consult with Kyle Graham, but it looked like a pretty angry run to me, as Fia uses his speed to stretch the field and then stiff arms his way for a few more yards. I feel like that's a scepter type run for Fia, and Highland is now in business on the opposite side of the 50-yard line.
Back in West territory once again, a gain of 19 on the pitch for Fia.
Looked like they moved the ball back here, calling him out of bounds about the 40-yard line, but as they like to say, the damage had already been done at that point, Matt, and Highland has a nice little spark. Fia has done a great job today.
Able to add a little momentum to this Highland offense. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. Probably the final play of this third quarter. That's Fia again in motion. This time fake the snap. Pella with room. Breaking tackles and down near the 30, for another first down. As Fia gains 9 on what will be the final play of our third quarter.
Yeah, that was actually Pella on the keeper there, but the fake to Fia coming across the field, and a nice job by the Rams. Back-to-back first downs. Well, almost first downs, as it looks like it's going to be taken long as we end the quarter here.
All right, so 2nd and 1 upcoming for Highland, trying to get on the board here. It's 36-0 through 3 quarters of play. We'll be back for the final quarter here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back as we get ready to start quarter number 4 here from Highland High School. Matt Coma, Brian Brown with you on a Friday night, week 8 of the high school football season. Glad you're spending it with us. And Brian, Highland on the move here as we start quarter number 4.
They are, and back-to-back good plays as Fia stretches the field for a big gain. We talk about explosive plays a lot when I do broadcast, Matt, and although it's our first time doing it together, explosive plays are so critical in sustaining drives. Gives that defense just that little bit of doubt, but also big pickups put you in such a good position. You see Highland in that exact position right now.
2nd and 1 here from Highland at the West 31. Quick pass near side. Again, Fia has the first down, and he's down inside the 25, as he has been the staple of this drive here for Highland.
He has. Does a nice job making one defender miss, and kind of that smooth, slippery athlete out there. Fia just a junior, and if you're Coach Alaveo, we talked about at the very start of this broadcast, you want to win games every single Friday night. Also, you want to build something within this program towards next year. It's program that's struggled with all the changes that have come across in high school football, and it's a good building block for this Ram offense.
Pella back to work on first down. Again, finds Fia. Makes a man miss with a dirty cut, and he fights his way down inside the 5. Fia making it happen here for Highland.
Well, apparently no one told David Fiafia that this game was over. Excuse me, Maka Fiafia, as he is fighting his way, single-handedly getting the Rams inside the red zone and in scoring position here.
Fiafia's number has been called on every play so far on this drive, as they have first and goal from the 2.
And so naturally he comes to the sideline to take a breather, right?
Sure.
It's in a short yardage situation here.
I don't blame him. So
yeah, changing personnel, trying to go with more of a power package, so not being critical. Just what a job by Fiafia on that drive to put him in scoring position here.
So the Rams knocking on the door, looking for their first points of the night, and Manasseh Palis got it. Touchdown, Highland.
Touchdown, Highland.
A little bit of you reach and I teach there from Manasseh Palis as he dips inside and jukes to the outside in a wide open field there for the Highland Ram as he scampers into the end zone, and the shutout is out. The Rams get on the board here in the fourth quarter.
So Highland able to get points on the board. Manasseh Palis from 3 yards out gets it done. The Rams line up for the extra point. That's Palis' third rushing touchdown of the season as the kick is up. And it is good. So Highland gets on the board here with 10 minutes to go in the quarter. 36-7 is now your score. As we finally see some life from this Highland offense, Brian.
Yeah, and it was Maka Fiafia putting the team on his back. Started things out with a big return early in the third quarter. Get the rock in the hands of your playmakers and let them cook. Great job by Coach Oliveo and his staff to get some points on the board. And look, this one, I'm not saying it's entirely out of reach for the Rams. You never know what's going to happen, but at that point where the clock was running, it was looking dire. You just love the response from your guys in that situation. And it's a Rams team that, younger, likely overmatched, done a good job in responding up until that stretch there in the third quarter where it was a lot of mistakes being capitalized by the West High Panthers. And now you give your defense an opportunity to operate with some momentum, hopefully flip the field position a little bit, and maybe make some magic happen. Who knows?
So looks like Highland will line up for the onside kick here. Number 18, KJ Williams, sets this up here at the 40. West playing for the onside kick. As we get ready for an onside kick, Williams, couple bounces loose, and it's covered by the Panthers. That was R.J. Hansen getting on it. And West takes over, and another flag flies late.
Yeah, a great throw there by the head official to get that flag all the way from back of the end zone. I have no idea what the call is, so I'm just going to speculate on
threw that about 20 yards there, our white hat tonight.
Fun fact about penalty flags, they use popcorn kernels in those. It gives it a little bit of,
Interesting.
Able to get that velocity on the throw so you can run at the distance without actually hurting anybody, although I think it was Orlando Brown that took one in the eye years ago, but my memory not quite as sharp as Dusty Litzter's. He would definitely be able to tell you who it was, what game.
That guy knows all. Yeah. No one knows more about high school sports in the state of Utah than Dusty does.
And random sports factoids, that one's going to go against West High, so plays to the Rams' favor there. Does the penalty, and while they aren't able to secure the onside kick, it's still better field position for the Ram defense than they anticipated early on.
So the penalty backs up the Panthers to their own 31, and that's where they'll start first and 10. Clock now running at 9:35. And we got a timeout called by the Panthers. Their second of the half, and that gives us a chance to talk more about our great sponsors tonight. Tonight's game brought to you by West Jordan Athletic Republic. Most people think you can't teach speed. Nothing could be further from the truth. At Athletic Sports Republic Sports Performance Training, we teach speed. It is a skill that can be developed like any other using our science-based protocols, proprietary super running treadmill, and AR vision video analysis. That's a mouthful. Our certified sports performance trainers work with athletes to develop the 5 fundamentals elements of speed, honing a more efficient stride length, stride frequency, power output, symmetry, and stamina. The result is a faster first step, quicker change of direction, greater endurance, and better top-end speed. If you're an athlete looking to gain a step on your competition, we invite you to contact Athletic Republic, located in West Jordan, for a free trial. Call us at 385-855-2007. That's Athletic Republic, West Jordan. As Chachi Pan on the handoff, wrestled back, and the Highland Rams get to him. Number 8, number 8, Max Erickson, forces a big loss for this West offense.
Yeah, good job by number 8 there. And you got to love those single-digit defensive linemen. Erickson sneaking in the backfield, and a big TFL for the Rams here, and continue to back the West High Panther offense up. And if you're West right now, coming out of a timeout,
loss of 13 on the play brings up 2nd and 23. They'll hand it to Malapea, and he gets almost all of it back. There is a flag back at the 21, though.
Yeah, this one in the area of hugging a defender. I don't know why they call it holding. It's not like you're trying to hold them. You're just trying to tell them that you love them. As a former offensive lineman, I was very adept at telling defensive linemen how much I loved them. And this one's going to move back for West High after what was a really good gain from Kelvin Malapea, but negated off of the penalty.
So the holding penalty negates the big run for Malapea and backs them up to the 11-yard line. So 7:54 to go. And it's now West with 2nd and Sugar House Park as it gets even worse. Another great tackle, that one from Tyone Vea. Another tackle for loss.
Nice job by Vea. I believe that's his 2nd TFL of the game. For the senior, a great way to go out. A great time to push this West High offense deep into their own territory, Matt. And they have so far to go for a first down right now.
4th and 7th East, I'm going to call it. It's 4th and 32 official, or 3rd and 32 officially. And there's another flag down. And it's an offside on Highland, so push it to the 14-yard line. It's still 2nd and 26. Add one more, 27, excuse me.
Yeah, 5 yards at this point in time. It's kind of like getting a piece of candy after getting in a car accident.
Clock running under 7 minutes to go as West will hand it off. And gets to about the 19-yard line, and that'll be 4th and forever for this West defense or West offense.
Yeah, at this point in time, I think Coach Solovi content to just let that clock tick away. 4th down. Offense lined up as if they're going to go for it, but I can't see what the benefit would be in that.
West isn't really a team that is known for punting the ball in the first place.
Fair point.
They have yet to punt tonight. And the Panthers are just going to run this clock down and take the timeout. And as the clock hits 000 on the play clock, timeout West will take the timeout as well. 6:16 to go here in the 4th quarter on the KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. 6:16 to go, 4th quarter. West facing 4th and 22 from their own 19-yard line. And they will elect to punt this one. Grant Starks back for Highland near midfield. Kicks away, low line drive kick, bounces and picked up by Starks, cuts outside and gets about 3 yards and a flag flies. 2 flags fly. Starks got to the 45. We'll see what the flags are.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what those flags are being thrown other than... Yeah, I'm stumped. So we'll wait for the call from the official here, but regardless, it'll be great field position for that Highland offense, and it does look like this is going to go in favor of the Rams as well.
I think it was a face mask, and it was on that tackle.
Wait a second.
He's pointing against the Rams. It is on West.
Yeah. So there we go.
There we go.
Direction from the official as he points in that direction.
Yep. So
almost affects his flag.
So Highland once again gets to start deep in West territory and with a little momentum here.
And if last possession was any kind of indication, expect a heavy dose of Maka Fiafia on this drive.
He's lined up on the near side in the slot. He's going to come in motion. Fiafia has space on the far side. Cuts it outside. Has room. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. And Maka Fiafia does it again.
Touchdown, Highland!
It's just a simple fly sweep to the outside. But Maka Fiafia puts the razzle and then the dazzle into it. And he zips his way into the end zone as the Rams turning it on here in the fourth quarter with 2 late touchdowns. One courtesy of Maka Fiafia. What an electric spark he's been for this Highland offense.
I'm going to say put that one on the rewind top 5. My goodness.
Yeah, just a great job taking the ball to the outside, finding the edge of the defense, and then Fiafia uses his speed to get into the end zone, and Highland's going to go for 2 here. Trying to close that gap in an effort to get the running clock stopped.
Yeah, 2 points makes it a 21-point game, and Pala's got it. So that makes it 36-15. It's a 3-score game now with under 6 minutes to go.
And just like that, after a few miscues on the part of the Highland or the West High offense, Highland is threatening here in the fourth quarter. And if you're Coach Kautai Oliveo and this Highland staff, you love the fight from the Highland offense and this Highland Rams football team here in the fourth quarter. On the flip side of it, it's up to you if you're Coach Salovi and the West High Panthers now to respond. What was a 36-point lead is now 21 here, Matt.
Yeah, back-to-back scoring drives for Highland. You can't get much better than that drive. One play, 30 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, one play scoring drive as well. That's the kind of efficiency that I think any coach in the country could go for. And the Rams lined up here to do the onside kick again. And if you think it's too early for that kind of thing, it paid off massively for Highland last time.
And more importantly, that stops the clock now. No more run time here.
And that is a very critical component here, is once it goes past 35 points, you have to get the lead down to 21 to end the running clock.
As they're going to send this one deep. Chachi Pan is back. Or excuse me, no, that's number 9 for the Panthers as he finds a seam, breaks it out almost to midfield before he's wrestled down. Or maybe number 3. I couldn't tell who had it over there. 5?
Number 5, Louis Hamilton.
5, Louis Hamilton. My apologies, I couldn't see it.
Thanks to the announcer here. And that, trying to catch West High off guard on that.
So the Panthers will start with a 1st and 10 at their own 47.
And good starting field position here for West High off the deep kick from Highland. But this defense from Highland showed their teeth last time around.
And there goes Calvin Malapai fighting his way for a gain of 8. on first down.
Yeah, nice job by Malapei there to navigate the defense and keep the legs moving, able to pick up a good chunk of yardage there off of the right-hand side for that West High offense. If you're watching the broadcast, it's the far side there, but Highland down a defensive lineman after the ejection in, I believe, the third quarter. You're going to be continuing to watch that as West wants to run the clock out, literally running the ball as much as possible here.
Down to 5 minutes to go in this one. Second and short. Again, the pass or the handoff to Malapei. He's got the first down. He stumbles down to the 37.
Yeah, straight up the middle on that one. Nothing doing, but a great job by the interior of that West High defense or offensive line to open up a great hole for Malapei. And that'll move the chains here for West. And realistically, if you can get another score on the board, that's great. But the bigger thing is that you keep that clock moving. And for the Panthers, that's the biggest enemy right now.
So, new set of downs here for West. Under 4.5 now to play. First and 10 from the 37. Handoff. Malapei again with space. Flag flies as he gets to the marker. But this might be coming back for another hold.
Yeah, there were two West High offensive players on top of a Highland player there, and I don't want to speculate too much on how he got to the ground, but it looks like it wasn't through a legal setup, so it was either going to be holding or a high-low there. We'll wait for the signal from the official.
I'm going to use your language, maybe just a really nice hug.
Yeah, listen, you've done a good job this game. Let me just give you a little...
Too loving of a hug, probably.
Yeah. Regardless, a great game from Malapei is going to be wiped out here, and I don't understand why they're moving the chains. And maybe this one's going to be...
Oh, it's a chop block, and it's on Highland.
Against the Rams.
So that's an automatic first down for West, and that puts them in the red zone.
Yeah, an unusual call, one you don't see a lot. And so what was originally a big play by Malapei now assisted by the penalty, and that puts West High in terrific position now to try and get another score on the board.
So first down from the 14. West knocking on the door, looking for another score here. Hand off to Malapei. This time nothing working. Still trying to fight for yardage though, but he's only going to get to the 15. And a whistle blows. Timeout Highland.
Yeah, and just a surprising chain of events there. And again, the officials let everything go pretty much for the first half. And I'm not saying they did it on purpose or anything like that, but seeing a lot more penalties, a little bit more sloppiness here in the second half, and Highland taking a timeout, trying to conserve the clock.
3:57 to go in our game tonight. I want to remind you tonight's game is brought to you by NCP Payments. Do you accept credit cards for your business, and do you want a $100 gift card? National Card Payments will give you a $100 Visa gift card if your business signs up with a new account with them during the high school football season. They are a locally owned and operated credit card processing company that has over 22 years of experience, and they love to support local prep sports. Call or text them today at 801-300-6929 to get a free quote and see how much they can help you and get your $100 Visa gift card today. So the Panther offense back out there for 2nd and 10. .410 to go in tonight's contest. Panthers looking for the final score here. Handoff Malapei. Taken down at about the 11. Brings up 3rd down here. And another timeout for Highland.
This is a situation where if the Rams can get out of this with just a field goal, it gives you at least an opportunity to try and get another touchdown on the board. Regardless, it's going to be a 4-score game, depending on how this drive shakes out for the Westside Panthers, Matt. And as you see the back and forth, Highland putting 14 points up in the fourth quarter, and then West High now with the response. This is the kind of game that it's been all along, right, where it's Highland continually fighting back and responding, but West High maintaining control throughout the game.
For the Highland Rams here, a field goal would still make it a 3-possession game if they can hold the Panthers here. Only a touchdown would make it a 4-possession game as we come up on 3rd and 8 here. Stat keeping note, Camden Lopati in at quarterback now. He's been in here for the drive for West so far. As Lopati in the backfield.
Lopati, a freshman.
Lopati hands it off and fighting his way to the 10. That was number 18, or I believe that was number 18.
Highland's got the stop now, calls timeout, and for the Rams now being out of timeouts, makes this 4th down very curious. If you're West High, you've got Camden Lopati in the game. He's a freshman signal caller, your backup. You want to get him some seasoning, right, just in case. Isaiah Suisui has been nearly flawless tonight. But it brings up an interesting conversation about if you're West High, do you go for it here on 4th down to try and ice the game with your freshman quarterback in? Do you put Isaiah Suisui back in? Or do you just kick the field goal and hope that a 4-possession game is enough with under 4 minutes?
As we are being serenaded by Baby Shark at the moment, they're going to set up for the field goal.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe Jamie Tart was in the stands or DJ Chark, but nope. We're just getting a Baby Shark serenade here.
Just the Baby Shark.
Yeah.
So Mikasa will line up for the field goal here. It's going to be a 27-yard attempt. It would push the lead to 24. Kick is up. Line drive kick is no good. So the Highland defense holds. And with under 4 minutes to go, a chance to make this a 2-possession game, Brian.
Yeah, and it does make things interesting, Matt, as it took one play for Highland to score previous possession, and now, again, under 4 minutes, the likelihood of the full comeback narrows substantially. But nevertheless, Highland there fighting, still breathing.
Hey, you can't never say never. There's still a lot of time. Highland is, I believe, out of timeouts now, though.
And if the Rams could come back, it would be one for the record books. I have to say, I'm not incredibly well-versed, but in my time here at Highland, I never saw a 36-point comeback for a win. So the Rams, again, opportunities on the table. We'll see what happens here. With
4 wide outs. Here comes Fia across the screen. Lines up near side. Pela. Tons of time to throw. Flushed out of the pocket now. Stiff arms the man, and he'll get out to the 30, and there's going to be a flag for a block there. That'll back up the Rams.
Yeah, that flag I think is going to be for a blindside block, and I don't often question the officials on air, but I don't know if I agree with that call. Out in the open like that, looked like Fia, not targeting her to the head or anything like that. It was just a good, clean hit for a player that's in play. I know that we're trying to make the game safer, but...
So there's the blindside block, personal foul call. That backs up Highland. It'll be half the distance, though.
Yeah, and that's just a critical penalty because it was a nice game by Pella, and I think this is one of those situations where you can really talk about the intention of a player. I don't think Fia was intending to hurt anybody or cause any damage. He just threw a great block.
And he tried to give his quarterback a little bit of space, but...
And for a game where we've seen so much on the sidelines, you just kind of wonder if a guy isn't trying to protect his quarterback a little bit out there. And so, regardless, the result of the play for Highland ends up with almost a 6-yard loss. And just, for a team that they already have a Everest-sized mountain to climb, just makes it that much higher.
It does only back them up 5 yards thanks to the spot foul. They 15 yards from the 30, so brings up 1st and 15 here for Highland. 4 wideouts. Pela back to throw. Time running out. Still weaving now. Fires. Has a man at the 25. Breaking tackles and out to the 27. That's Jackson Folau.
Yeah, nice job by Pela to dance around and find a receiver. And time is ticking off the clock as West makes almost a hockey-style line change, trying to get fresh defenders out there.
Big substitution for West is now at 2nd and 4 here for Highland. 3:17 and counting. Pela back to throw. Good pocket. Throws far side. It's caught. And it's a first down. That's Jeremiah Jamo.
Yeah,
number 7. That's Grant Starks.
Yeah, and a nice job by Starks to secure the catch beyond the sticks, get the clock to stop there.
And now it's back running. Under 3 minutes now to go. Highland's got to hurry.
A lot of time being spent here on this drive.
Pela dumps it off to Raymond. Cuts it inside, now back outside. Still fighting for yardage, has a first down, but he stays in bounds. Out to the 43, gain of 13.
Yeah, and on the gain there, the clock will stop as they'll reset the chains.
Did they say he stepped out of bounds?
This one's going to go back. I wonder if there was a penalty there.
There's
on the
a
far
flag,
side of the
and
field.
it's a hold on Highland. So again, the penalties.
Well, that's 2 critical penalties on this drive alone, but it's kind of been the story of the night for the Rams as every time they fight and give themselves some life, there's a mistake or a missed assignment that just sets them further back, and that's allowed West High to take a 36 to 21 or 36 to 15 lead, 21-point advantage, but
2:32 to go in our game. First and about 20 now for Highland. Pela with time. He's going deep. Has a wide open man in and out of the hands. Number 24, Arturo Villa-Izares.
And just bounces off the fingertips there. And again, for the Rams, it seems like opportunity just continually a bit outside of their reach there. And
again, that's another one. Hit the receiver right in the hands, just can't make the catch. That's been the story of the night for Highland.
It has been, and really what I loved about that play, despite the fact it was incompletion, we're seeing the evolution of Pela, right? He's growing into a better touch thrower throughout the course of this game, and you love to see that, especially for a junior that should be back next year.
2:26 to play. Second down. Pela, pocket collapsing. He goes down. As that's number 55. Dieter Lotulele gets in there.
Yeah, nice job by Lotulele to get there in the backfield and make the tackle. And Pela, we talked about the hezzy earlier. And that time it comes back to bite him. Had some receivers deep in the pattern. We've seen he's got that arm cannon to where he can make those throws. And just that little bit of hesitation for the junior ends in a sack.
3rd and 22 now for Highland. Under 150 to go. Pela over the middle, in and out of the hands of Siosefa Brown, and that's 4th down now for Highland.
Yeah, that one just a little behind Brown, but almost a catastrophe is the Westside defender in trail coverage there.
Almost another tip pass.
It was, and on that one, I don't think it was because the ball was thrown so hard, just a little behind Brown, but again, this last series for Highland, they're trying to get another score, trying to climb back into this game, and just too many missed assignments, too many mistakes, and looks like the Rams are going to punt this one on 4th down and, I don't know, the 22 there.
Interesting call. It is 4th and 22. So the Rams will punt this with 1:45 to go. Good kick out to midfield. It's fielded there by Alani Latu. And he's into Highland territory.
We're going to get
another flag.
Yeah, and this one it looks like, I'm going to speculate because I didn't see the entirety of the play, but the flag coming down at the feet of a Ram player on his back. I wonder if maybe we'll get another blindside block here.
So the referees conversing. Let's see what the penalty is here. It is a blindside block on West. So that'll back up the Panthers here. But with 1:38 to go, Highland unable to stop the clock anymore. This may just be 3 plays and we'll call it a night.
Yeah, and it does look like the second string out there for West High this one is about to be in the record books, Matt, and what's been a competitive game, a lot of back and forth action. Nice fight there at the end from the Rams is going to go in favor of the champion West High Panthers.
So 1st and 10, now 1:38 remaining. Panthers near midfield. They'll hand the ball off. And, stood up. Great hit by number 44. That is Tyone Vea.
That's all the play. That is number 44. Tyone Vea.
Tyone Vea introducing the second string with a hearty hello. Introducing them to the turf as well. Again, the senior defensive lineman. Last home game for the Rams. You'll love to see him having a great game despite the result, right?
It is senior night for Highland. They do have 2 more games to go. So as the clock runs under a minute now to go, West facing 2nd and 10. Handoff, gains about 2, and that'll bring up 3rd down and probably one final play before this one is in the books. Looking at next week, West returns home for the rivalry game. They host East on Thursday. Of course, we now run into UEA weekends, and we're getting the weekday games as we get into the end of the season here. Also on Thursday next week, this Highland Rams team goes on the road, takes on Olympus.
And a tough matchup for both squads. Is an East team that has struggled throughout the season, but still a very talented roster. And Highland in another rivalry renewed with Olympus, and the Titans have been impressive the last few weeks as we see.
Woo! It's a nice hurdle from Lapati. Ends tonight's contest. The clock hits 000, and that will do it. So an explosive second half for West. Keeps them perfect in Region 6. 36-15 your final score.
A great job by the West Side Panthers tonight of going out, handling their business. You love to see the fight from the Rams, trying to stay with it, staying competitive. But for the Panthers, who I think, and I believe most people around the state would believe that they're a contender for the 5A state championship, is another step along their journey towards that goal and towards winning a region championship as well. And like you mentioned, Matt, they'll take on the East High Leopards next week. And for the Rams, a tough loss for the seniors. Not how you ever want to go out, but at the same time, fought their way throughout the course of the game, fought their way back into it, made it close and competitive. And hats off to those seniors who will leave this game, albeit with a loss, but something to be proud of.
So you see the teams shaking hands at midfield. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. Again, as Brian just said, West will host East next week on Thursday night, and Highland goes to Olympus next Thursday for Week 9 of the high school football season. Final thoughts, Brian?
Just a really fun game for me, coming back home to the alma mater and getting to see the Rams play, but also in a team with the West Side Panthers that I've seen play in a few games this year. I always enjoy watching them play, the defensive style that they play with, the intensity, and I love watching the offensive line up front. But I think tonight, Matt, as we like to hand out a rewind game MVP, for me it's going to be Isaiah Sui. There were options. Chachi Pan was great tonight, had a touchdown, I believe, receiving and off the interception. So another option there. But I just thought Sui was so in control of the offense all game long. He executed well. Very high rate of completion, nearly flawless game for him. So for me, with final thoughts, hats off to Isaiah, and you see West High gathering together to celebrate a big win for the Panthers.
And I'd say if I had to give out a game ball, mine would go to the West defense. 4 interceptions tonight, including the pick 6, a tremendous defensive effort for this West Panther squad as they move to 4-3 on the season, 4-0 in region play. Highland drops to 3-4 and 1-3 here in Region 6. That's going to do it for us tonight. We want to thank each and Matt Coma signing off here from Highland High School. 36-15, your final score. You've been watching high school football here on KSL Sports Rewind.